My name is Bohulano Mabalon, and I am a third-generation Stocktonian. I'm a PhD candidate in U.S. history at Stanford University, and I'm doing my dissertation on Little Manila. And I came to understanding my community not by staying here, but by leaving it. And that's kind of the great irony of Filipino American history in Stockton, that many of us don't know it here in this city, Filipino and non-Filipino.
We're gonna rise till we fall. They say we got no future at all. They wanna keep us out, can't hold us down anymore. We're gonna rise till we fall. When we hit the bottom, nothing gonna stop.
It was in 1992 that the Business Council really stepped forward with the Gruen and Gruen study that said the place you start is the gateway. And the reason you start at the gateway is because when somebody comes into your house, if the front door doesn't look good, they don't expect to find anything very nice inside.
That's what the Gateway Project is about. When this block was first developed, it was part of a cultural area, Chinatown area, that had its own environment, had its own business. Over the years, with the improvements of this $250 million tenant improvement called the Crosstown Freeway, a different nature, a different way of doing business on this end of town has taken place.
As I sat there and listened to them talk, I felt sort of sorry that they did not mention what was here prior to the beginning of the demolition. Before the Crosstown Freeway, they didn't mention what was here. Today they didn't.
Chinese, but they didn't
mention Chinese. They didn't mention Filipino.
It's sad. There's nothing Filipino here. I even went into your grandfather's restaurant, and I can remember all these places.
Hit it! Hit that sucker!
But I did give you his number, and I suggest you have
My grandfather's restaurant is right next door here. My family owned it for 60 years.
Are you sad to see these buildings go?
Yes, very much so, because it was in my lifetime that I grew up with.
When we hit the bottom, nothing gonna stop us. Climb to the top with you. We could be the greatest ones who never made it. Yeah, I could be talking too fast. They're tryna hate, but we won't change anything at all. No, we're gonna
once more, in the name of the Filipinos who have come before us, welcome to Little Manila!
The truth is the real treasure, the true El Dorado of Stockton lies in its diverse people and in their rich heritage. It's time to really share it. Not superficially, with just lip service, food and dance, but with something real. Let's add our story as Filipino Americans with this historic site, with a cultural center, with a Vaughn's National Museum, and most importantly, in our school's curriculum.
Some see a slum filled with poor people, too dangerous to traverse after dark. Some see a freeway, a hulking mountain of asphalt and concrete. Some see a 76 station, a cheap place to get gas, a McDonald's. Some see prime real estate. If only these brown, poor people and decrepit buildings could be cleared out of here. What do we see as Filipino Americans at the corner of Lafayette and El Dorado Streets? We see our history. We see our community. We see our past. And through understanding and respecting and reclaiming that past, we see our future.
Why do you think it's important that the Filipino youth, students, the next generations, why should they know about Little Manila?
In order that they could remember also their old folks, the old Filipinos that had been sacrificing their life here.
Thought, these buildings are going to go, and what's going to be left here? Our memories, nothing that says anything about what used to be here. And then you go to UCLA, you go to San Francisco State, and people talk about Stockton and about Filipino American history and the Manongs and the Manongs. And then people here are like, oh yeah, let's go to McDonald's. And the rest of the world looks at that as this incredible sacred place. And I thought, we've got to, as people from Stockton, we've got to, do something about this. And so I mean, it's about, historic preservation. It's about the historic site, but it's also about revitalization of a community. You know what I mean? I mean, if you see a lot of people here, there's youth, there's second generation, there's a whole population of people growing up in Stockton right now that if we get them right now being proud of who they are and wanting to do community work and feeling like there's a belonging there, that's a great thing. I mean, I didn't have that growing up.
When we hit the bottom, nothing gonna stop us. Climb to the top with you. We could be the greatest ones who never made it. Yeah, I could be talking to you. They tryna hate, but we won't change anything at all. No, we're gonna rise till we fall. They think we're just dropouts, living at our mom's house. Parents must be so proud, they know it all. No, they don't speak our language. They say we're too savage. Yeah, no, we don't give up anymore. We're gonna rise till we fall. We're gonna rise till we fall. No, they don't speak our language. They say we're too savage. Yeah, no, we don't give up anymore. We're gonna rise. We're gonna rise. What they don't know is we don't care. We're gonna keep it on going till we can't go no more. We're gonna rise till we fall. Yeah, when we hit the bottom, nothing gonna stop us. Climb to the top with you. We could be the greatest ones who never made it. Yeah, I could be talking to you. They tryna hate, but we won't change anything at all. No, we're gonna rise till we fall. They think we're just dropouts, living at our mom's house. Parents must be so proud, they know it all. No, they don't speak our language. They say we're too savage. Yeah, no, we don't give up anymore.
I am from a family who
we're gonna rise till we fall. We're gonna rise till we fall. No, they don't speak our language. They say we're too savage. Yeah, no, we don't give up anymore. We're gonna rise. We're gonna rise. We're gonna rise till we fall. We're gonna rise till we fall. We're gonna rise till we fall.
And I thought, these buildings are going to go. And then people here are like, oh yeah, let's go to McDonald's. I mean, it's about, historic preservation. It's about the historic site, but it's also about revitalization of a community. That's one of the reasons why we're here. Not the historic site, but then the larger vision of a community. If You Want to Know What We Are, 2001. Inspired by If You Want to Know What We Are by Carlos Bulasan. If you want to know what we are, observe us who live in lily-white suburbs and chocolate ghettos. In Pandesal cities and white-bread towns, on different coasts and some say on different levels. We who celebrate our people, our lives, our struggles, righteous wisdom, and inner and outer peace. If you want to know what we are who live in rhythms, words, poems, music, from the kulintang clanging to the DJ scratching that beat, who hear our ancestors weaving us stories, tapestries colored with pain and poetry. If you want to know what we are who sing, rap, flow, dance, scratch, spin, write, wage war with words from the beaches of Morro Bay and Virginia Beach to parking lots in LA P-Town, to San Francisco south of Market, Stockton, Little Manila, our very bones make music. If you want to know what we are who are Pinay, who are second generation, third generation, 1.5, and immigrant, who bear legacies of Babaylan priestesses and whose shoulders bear the brunt of every burden, yet our spirits are never broken. We who are Flips, Pinoys, Pinays, Filipino, we who are uprooted and transplanted into the asparagus fields, we who toil in sweatshops, bought and sold on the global market, we watch our families starve for what is termed development. We are the legacies of hundreds of years in the archipelago and in the Americas who spread out in search of dreams and something to feed our children. We are the hope of our parents, and we reap the benefits of their sweat, they who bore oppression and loneliness in the search of a promised land, a land full of promises rarely kept. If you want to know what we are, we've been colonized, demonized, criticized, ripped apart, and seldom realized. We who say we hate the system, but wear the labels of our own oppression, Gap, Nike, Polo Sport. We who are hypocritical, sometimes critical, rarely radical, and some of us pitiful. If you want to know what we are, who are on time for being late, who get booty at some party and correct at all the conferences, who are paradoxes to our parents and strangers to each other. We who love to hate and hate to love each other. If you want to know what we are, observe the way we dog each other out. We who play our own people in the Philippines and here in the belly of the beast. We who bow to ivory towers and higher powers. If you want to know what we are, see global capitalism creeping, and certain government officials sleeping upon the backs of those who toil, who carry history in the dirt underneath their fingernails. We are Flips searching for love and somehow for home, who reach back and forth transnational, creating a world without borders, we who search hungrily for history and yearn for a land where we've never lived to gain a sense of peace. We are the pre-med at Harvard and the peasant woman begging in Tondo, the postdoc scholar and the politician, the mother, the father, the sister, the brother. We are fighting for the veterans and striking for ethnic studies. We are fighting imperialism everywhere and injustice all the time, struggling to love each other more than we love our oppressors. We are million strong and everywhere, brown and mestizo, we who are in D.C., Daly City and District of Columbia, and San Diego and Stockton, San Jose, Salinas, New Jersey, and New York City, looking for a way just to get through. We are the activists, the artists, the doctors-to-be, the nurses in training, the engineers, the organizers, the writers, the teachers, the prophets, the workers. Reaching for the future and claiming our present, we are the Navy kids, the third-generation kids, the new immigrants, and the reborn decolonized. We are on the picket lines demanding justice. We are in the voting booth making change. We are building our communities. We are not afraid of the political. We are transforming culture, and we have created a renaissance. We are the new hope, new joy, new life everywhere. If you want to know what we are revolution.